Good morning, students. In this lecture, I will discuss Born-Haber cycle. That is a very important term in inorganic chemistry to calculate the lattice energy of ionic compound. In the previous lecture, in the last lecture, I have discussed two equations, that is Born-Line equation and Kapitensky equation, to calculate the lattice energy of an ionic compound. Today in this lecture, we will discuss Born-Haber cycle to how to we can determine the lattice energy with the help of this cycle. So let us start with the Born-Haber cycle. Born-Haber cycle was, that is, first discovered by M. Born and F. Haber. They are the two scientists that developed a technique in 1919 to experimentally determine the lattice energy of ionic compounds. Now this method is based on assumption that the formation of 1 mole of crystalline ionic compound, they can take place either by direct combination. Direct combination means we are reacting metal and halogens. We are directly reacting the metal and the halogens, or by an alternative method involving a number of steps. Alternative method means we are carrying a number of steps to get the product. So Born-Haber cycle, that is, applies Hess law to calculate the lattice enthalpy, lattice energy. Now what is Hess law? Now this is Hess law states that if the reaction can take place by more than one route, then the initial and the final conditions they are same, the total enthalpy change is the same. For example, in this, let us see, these are the reactants. They will form product with the route A. So this is the direct reaction. We are reacting the reactants, and through route A products are formed. And this is the alternative method. The reactant first form intermediate through route B, and then it will form product through route C. Now these are the two methods. First, by the direct method, reactants they form products by route A directly, they form products, or by the alternative method means by a number of steps. First it will form intermediate and then it will form product. First it will go through route B and then through route C they will form product. So if these arrows they are in the same direction, then we will add the enthalpy. But if these arrows they are in the opposite direction, then we will subtract the enthalpy. So in this diagram, the arrows are in opposite direction. That is, the delta H, that is the enthalpy through route A, is equal to delta H, that is the heat change, enthalpy change to route B, minus delta H route C. As here we are writing minus sign because both the arrows in the opposite direction, but if the arrows are in the same direction, then we will add these enthalpies. Okay? So if a reaction can take place by more than one route, then the initial and the final condition they are same. Or total enthalpy change they are the same. So this is the Hess law and the Born-Haber cycle. They depend upon this law. They applies this law. Next is, there are two methods as we discussed. That is the direct method and the alternative method. Now what is direct method? In this method, this is a single step reaction in which 1 mole of metal, that is MS means metal in solid state, that react with the half mole of X2 means halogen. They will react with the half mole of halogen. Halogen you can take fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, whatever halogen you can take, you can take. So we will in general write X2, which is in gaseous state. So they will directly combine, they will directly react, and they form MX, that is the ionic compound. So this is the ionic compound, and here is the delta HF is the heat of formation, which is minus X kilojoules per mole. Now here minus sign means the energy is released in this reaction, means the reaction is exothermic. So this is the direct method. Next is the alternative method. Alternative method means the MX they are formed by involving a number of steps. So what are these steps? First step is the sublimation of MS means metal that is in solid state to the metal which is in gaseous state. So formation of 1 mole of solid metal, they will absorb energy equal to its sublimation energy and is converted into a gaseous state. What happened in this? The metal which is in solid state, they will absorb energy that is equal to the sublimation energy. So what is sublimation energy? That is delta Hs is the heat of sublimation. Okay, they absorb energy, that is sublimation energy, and convert into gaseous state. So here delta Hs is plus x kilojoules per mole. Plus means it is the energy is absorbing in this reaction. It is an endothermic reaction because energy is absorbed in this reaction, in this step. That's why delta Hs is positive sign. The second step is a dissociation of half mole of X2, that is the halogen, in gaseous state to X moles, which is also in gaseous state. Now what happened in this? Half a mole of X2 absorb energy equal to half of its dissociation energy and is converted into X, which is in gaseous form. Now the energy which is absorbing is equal to the that is the energy of dissociation. So that is half delta Hd. Here delta Hd is the heat of dissociation, which is equal to plus x kilojoules per mole. It is here, this is positive sign, means it is absorbing energy. Again it is an endothermic reaction because positive sign means it is absorbing energy. So heat of dissociation is also in positive sign. The third step is the ionization of metal which is in gaseous state to the M plus, which is also in gaseous state. Now ionization energy means the minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from the metal from the valence shell. So the minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from the valence shell is known as ionization energy. And in this, the metal atom which is in gaseous state, they will absorb energy equal to its ionization energy and forms metal ion, that is M plus, which is in gaseous state with the loss of one electron. Here see, there is M plus is formed, that is a cation M plus, which is in gaseous state, and E negative is released. It means that is the electron. So the energy absorbed by a metal which is in gaseous state to convert into M plus is known as the ionization energy. So here delta Hi is the ionization energy, which is plus x kilojoules per mole. Here plus x means energy is absorbing to convert M to M plus. So if energy is absorbing, the sign is positive. That's why delta Hi is in positive sign. So positive sign means endothermic reaction. So this reaction is endothermic reaction. Now the fourth step is the conversion of X moles which is in gaseous state to X negative, which is also in gaseous state. That is the electron affinity. What do you mean by electron affinity? That is the amount of energy released when one mole, when extra electron is added into the valence shell. So in this, what happened in this, the halogen atom, that is which is in gaseous state, they accept electron released by metal in gaseous state and form a gaseous halide ion, that is X negative. So in this, the halogen, that is X, which is in gaseous state, they are accepting electron, that is E negative is their electron. Accepting electron, plus means accepting, E negative means electrons. So they are accepting electrons equal to the energy that is known as electron affinity, that is delta He, and convert into gaseous halide ion, that is the X negative. G means gaseous state. So here delta H is the electron affinity, which is equal to minus x kilojoules per mole. Now why it is minus sign? Because the energy is released. If the energy is released, then it is exothermic reaction and it comes negative sign. The last step is the fifth, is the combination of M plus and X negative to form Mx. What happened in this? 1 mole of M plus which is in gaseous state combined with 1 mole of X negative which is also in gaseous state and form 1 mole of Mx, which is in solid state, and the energy equivalent to lattice energy is released. The energy released in this case is equal to the lattice energy, that is delta H, which is the lattice energy, which is also represented by the symbol U. You can write delta H lattice, or you can write U for lattice energy, which is equal to minus x kilojoules per mole. Yet it is minus sign. Minus sign means energy is released. So according to Hess law, what Hess law says that if a product is formed by a number of reaction by number of routes, then what will happen? The enthalpy, that the heat of formation due to by the direct method, means when the reactants they are combined into form products, okay, that is the delta HF is equal to the enthalpies, or you can say product that is formed by a number of alternative methods. So we will add all the enthalpies, all the energies that take place in various steps, that is delta Hs plus delta Hi plus half delta Hd plus half delta He plus U. Here delta Hf is the heat of formation that comes from the direct method, where reactants they combine and form a products. Delta H, here are these are the 1 2 3 4 5 steps, okay. By these 5 steps, that Mx, then ionic compound is formed by the alternative method by a number of steps. So we are adding all the energies, that is delta H is the heat of sublimation, energy of sublimation, delta Hi is the heat of, that is the ionization energy, half Hd is the heat of dissociation, delta H is the electron affinity, plus U is the lattice energy. So from this equation you can find out the lattice energy U. If you know all the values, you can easily find the lattice energy by applying this formula. U is equal to delta Hf. We are taking all these terms to the left side, so delta Hf is minus delta Hs plus delta Hi plus half delta Hd plus half delta Hg. So by using this formula you can calculate the lattice energy. Now in the form of cycle we will represent all the steps. The first step is metal. When metal solid, they will directly combine with the half moles of halogen and they form Mx, that is the direct method, and the delta Hf is the heat of formation, that is delta Hf, that is the heat of formation. And here is the number of steps, that is a product is formed by a number of steps. The first step, metal solid is converted into metal gaseous state. See, here is a metal solid that is converted to metal gaseous state, and that is the by here absorbing heat, that is equal to the heat of sublimation, that is delta H sublimation. Then M, metal in gaseous state, that is converted into M positive by loss of one electron. So the energy required for this is the ionization energy, so that is the delta Hi, that is the ionization energy. Similarly, half moles of X2 when they convert into X moles of G by the energy absorbed in this is the delta H dissociation, and then that halogen that is in gaseous state, the halogen atom in gaseous state, they are converting into X negative by releasing the energy that is known as electron affinity. And when these M plus, that is a cation which is in gaseous state, and the anion which is in gaseous state, they combine, they form Mx, and the energy used in this is lattice energy, the energy released in this. So the total delta H of formation, that is by the direct method, is equal to delta H of sublimation plus ionization energy plus delta H dissociation. E A is electron affinity plus U is the lattice energy. So this is a Born-Haber cycle you have to draw in the form of cycle. If you draw these steps in the form of cycle, then we will say that is the Born-Haber cycle. So what type of questions come from this topic? Draw the Born-Haber cycle for the formation of any ionic compound, or instead if they are not writing any ionic compound, or indirectly if the question will come, then draw the Born-Haber cycle for the formation of NaCl, MgCl2. Then instead of metal you have to write sodium, NaS. Instead of metal you have to write sodium, and instead of halogen you have to write Cl. So these type of questions, they will come from this topic, that is the Born-Haber cycle. Next is the application of Born-Haber cycle. So this Born-Haber cycle they can use to calculate the lattice energy by using that formula that we calculate, that is U is equal to delta HF minus delta, that is the formula that is used here, that delta HF minus delta HS plus delta HI plus half delta HT plus delta HE. That is the formula used to calculate the lattice energy. So Born-Haber cycle is used to calculate the lattice energy. The second application is determining any of the quantities mentioned in the cycle if all other quantities are known. You can calculate any of the quantities. You can calculate delta H of formation. You can calculate ionization energy, electron affinity. If all other quantities you will know, you can calculate any of the factor in this equation. Understanding the instability of metals from not forming stable compounds in low oxidation state. Example, calcium chloride, aluminium oxide, they are not stable in their low oxidation state. So they are also explained by the Born-Haber cycle. Next, the fourth point is explaining the stability of various ionic compounds. Example, MgO is stable. Though Mg2 positive and O2 negative are both formed endothermically. So this is also explained by the Born-Haber cycle. And last is the understanding the nature of bonding. From this we will understand the nature of bonding, whether it is ionic bond, whether it is covalent bond, whether the bond is strong or weak. So this is also we will get to know from the Born-Haber cycle. So these are the various applications. These are 5 applications of Born-Haber cycle, and the question that come from this topic is, that is the give application of Born-Haber cycle. So if this type of question come in your exam, then you have to explain these 5 applications, that is the calculating lattice energy, determining any of the quantities mentioned in the cycle if all other quantities are known, understanding the instability of the metals from not forming stable compound in low oxidation state, explaining the stability of various ionic compound, and fifth one is understanding the nature of bonding. So you have to write these 5 applications. And if they say that explain the Born-Haber cycle of NaCl molecule, of any molecule, then you have to draw the cycle. Okay. So these are the various questions that can be asked from this topic. So this is very important topic, and many questions they can come from this topic. So thank you.